Lazy.
My husband.
I'm telling people who I am.
Alright, it's Monday morning. I am supposed to have this video up for you guys by 12 this afternoon, but I don't know how. We'll see. Finish up a few macro calculations for a few clients. I've done about 15 in the past weekend. And I'm working on my last one for, I guess, the week, or the first one starting this week. We'll see what happens. Having me some detox tea and fat burner first thing in the morning. I haven't eaten yet. I'm training and doing cardio fasted, so first time I'm going to be eating is at 12. So you guys know I'm doing intermittent fasting, so I only have an 8-hour window, and that's from 12 to 8 p.m. is when I eat. But I'm going to kind of give you guys a sneak peek as to how I calculate macros and what program or what I'm using to do it. Alright guys, so let me show you what I use to create these macro templates, or templates period, these programs. There's an app that I have. It's called Adobe Comp because I use Adobe to teach web design and graphic design and all those things. So this is how I'm able to create my templates, which you can see here. And this is the actual template. And this is an example of the macronutrient calculation. So I'm going to show you exactly how I input this information into MyFitnessPal. So this is how you want to save your meal plans into MyFitnessPal, so it's a little bit quicker for you to add everything from day to day. You have your diary, but you also have what is called meals, recipes, and foods. So I'm just going to show you quickly the meals that I have. So I haven't created a recipe. I have created a food from a protein that I used to use, but here is where my meals are. And what's really cool is now they have these little boxes where you can actually take a picture of what you are eating. So I'm going to edit this and I'm going to select all of them and just pretty much delete them and create new ones. So if I need to create a meal, I'm just going to select here and I'm going to call it breakfast. It's usually my first meal after a protein shake. Now I'm going to start to add foods to it. So with this breakfast meal, I have large eggs, so I usually have 3. And I'm going to add that. And then I'm going to press this button again. I'm going to make sure that I add my oatmeal. So these are the oats that I use. Is that the correct one I want? Because I have a lot of frequent ones that I have. Here it is. And it says a half a cup, and I barely use half a cup. I use 1/3, so we're going to put this at 0.30. Save. And then I'm going to add that to my breakfast. I have it spelled wrong. And what else do I have? I have spinach, which is about an ounce or two. I hope you guys can see this. Focusing. So I add that into it. Sometimes I don't really add the tomatoes in there, but I will anyway. You can use the barcode. And when you use the barcode, you just select that and it brings up that, and you should be able to input that in there. And this is barely 3 ounces. I only used about 1 ounce, barely an ounce, but I'm just gonna over add in there. So that's all there. So the meal items I have in here, trying to make sure that it focuses. I have 3 large eggs. I have 1, yeah, is that right? 1/7 cup? So let's say serving size. So you got to check and make sure 1 cup, and I only use 1/3 of a cup. So that's 0.30. So I'm going to save, I have to save that. And there we are. So eggs, you guys see that? Eggs, quick oats, and spinach and tomatoes. Other things that I can't add in here, but I really just don't, is the agave nectar. I only have 1 tablespoon of that, so I just kind of just mentally have that in my mind and focus. But this is pretty much what my breakfast is like, and so that's why I named it that. And it's the first big meal or real meal of the day. And then once that's done, you can add a photo. There's ways that you can do it. You can either import a photo from your your phone, or you could take a picture. In this case, I'm going to take a picture because this, I press the camera, this is something that I do anyway. So I'm taking a camera shot, and once it's there, I'll press OK, and there is my meal set in there. So once you got your picture, you got everything that is in that meal and it's planned for you, you press check and your meal shows up in meals, recipes, and foods. So all you have to do is when you go to your diary, and for my first meal I'm going to say add, because I had whey protein because I trained and everything this morning, and that was the first meal. So my breakfast, or my first food meal, I'll press add and I'll go to meals, and you see the breakfast will be there. I just select it, press check, and everything is added there. Now if you need to find out what everything is based on macros, I know I try to stay between no more than 450 in calories per meal. So I eat about 4 to 5 times a day. So that's how I do it. But that's how you can just, you know, create your meal plans, put it in MyFitnessPal, and you don't have to constantly keep adding this information in. It saves it for you. And when you turn your phone sideways, it actually gives you information based on carbs, fat, and proteins, which is your macronutrients. It gives you that information per meal, so you'll know where you are as far as calories are concerned and what your carbs, fat, and protein is based on your goals. So here's another way that you can add a meal into your saved meal plan per se on MyFitnessPal. I'm just gonna go to the third meal and I'm gonna add some foods to it. So I have what, shrimp, and let's just say here we are, and it says 3 ounces. I actually am going to do 1 and then save it as 4 servings of 4 ounces. You know, you pay attention to what you have. That's about right because it's about 28 grams of protein, so I add that in, and asparagus, roasted, and it's about 4 ounces. And then I'll add jasmine rice. I'm actually going to use the barcode of what I already have. I'm just going to press that barcode, and that's in. So 02, 45, yep, just about, that's per serve, that's the serving size that I used, and that's it. I just added it into today's plan. Not that this is actually my meal, but if you're trying to save meals as you go, and you know there's going to be meals that you're going to be eating quite often, this is one way that you can do it. So since I added it in for today, I'm going to go to the add foods, and there's 3 little buttons over there, and you can save this meal. So I'm going to press save. And what you'll notice is that everything is already listed based on grams and calories and all of that cool stuff. And I'll just call this dinner, or you can name it whatever you feel comfortable naming it. And you can also add a photo. And I'm going to import from my phone, which I do have this meal somewhere on here. I think I do. And that's the meal, and the picture is there. Once everything is there, and you know the calories, you know your macronutrients, you check, and you can go to view my meals if you want to. It's totally up to you. I should delete this one later, but that's another way that you can create meals. So you got 2 places that you can go. You can go here to meals, recipes, and foods, and create your meals there. Or you could do it from your diary if you find that there's a meal that you're going to eat quite often, and you just for the first time inputting it in for that day, you can save it and just always have it with you. That's one good way to use MyFitnessPal. Now here's how you can input your macronutrient calculations based on ratio into MyFitnessPal. If you're interested in me calculating that for you, just make sure you check out the link down below in the description box. If you are a member, this particular service is free to you, and it can constantly be updated as needed, because macros need to be changed as you lose weight. So that's important in order for you to progress and not plateau. So I'm going to go to goals. When you go into MyFitnessPal and you go into the goals, You're going to go to where it says calories and macronutrient goals. You're going to select that, and then you're going to input the information in for the calories, which are right here, and you just select that, add it in there. And then for carbohydrates, protein, fat, you just click on one of them, and then all three will pop up, and you can just change them based on what you need. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up and share if you found it to be helpful. And make sure you check out my website for programs and online coaching. And I will see you guys in the next video.